Welcome to the Word Bible Software and thewordbooks.com. Today we are going to be starting to go over in a small series the Word Sneak Peek. You can consider this like an alpha version. For some, that poses maybe a scary thought. Well, why would I want to use something that's alpha version? There are some features in here that may be added into the future official release of the Word. And for those that are eager to try some of these things out, or even put it into their work environment, their setting, go ahead and try this out. A big caveat: please make a different install with the word sneak peek than your basic install or your regular official install. Put this in a different directory. Whether it's a USB compact install, that's probably the best one to do when you go to install it. Now, we're going to go ahead and look at some items, and we're going to go through a small book that explains more about the sneak peek and its features. It's kind of like a changelog. There are some things that are required as you get into this version of the Word. So I'm here in the corner. You can kind of see me there. So the sneak peek version, I'm going to kind of make this a little bit bigger. Before installing it, it is recommended that you make a backup of the Word and your files for the Word. So that's what we're talking about. This will only work on compact or normal install. That is not in Program Files or Program Files 86X. That caveat should no longer be necessary. You should be able to install it anywhere you need to on your computer. However, if you run into something, make a note of it and put it into the issues list at the GitHub, and you'll see a little bit further down about the GitHub. If you're not familiar with GitHub, I'd recommend getting an account as you test this, because the bugs and things are not to be discussed about in the primary forum of the Word. We don't want to clutter that space with the sneak peek version. Continuing down here, you'll need to download this file. This is a particular file. It's the Word setup binary. Go ahead and install that, just as if you were going to do a new install. Make that new install and continue on. And then you can start adding in your books and your resources that you have from your main install of the Word. Now you can download the sneak peek version. Once you have that is required, or the sneak peek versions don't work. Right now, that file is basically, you can think of it like sneak peek 1 or beta or early version. Then once you have that, you can go into add titles. And in add titles, you'll need to go to a specific area. So you'll note up here in the top right hand corner, you have the official The Word repository, or if you're in a different one, you want to go to the Word Labs repository. And down here, you will see there's the changelog only. That's if you're just checking it out and reading. Do that first if you've never done this before. Read through the sneak peek changelog. It's important. I know it takes time. Then this is the stable version. And you can kind of go through that. This is a little bit of an older version of sneak peek. And then the next one, this is the latest version. Okay, so if you install this, you install all these. Don't go boom, boom. Don't do all three of these, because really you only need to do one. And if you've done this one up here, go ahead and do this one later when you're ready. Okay. And that will give you the option to keep updated. The nice thing about the sneak peek version, when there's a new version, you just go into add titles, and you, for right now, the Word Labs, and you can download the latest version, and then it installs for you, and you're good to go. You don't need to go hunt for it on the website or anything like that. Note, you'll see here in the title bar, we are on sneak peek version 127. There's been 127 releases of the sneak peek, roughly. Okay. Continuing back in our file here. It's an alpha version. We've already talked about that. It's important to remember that. Go down here. Please only discuss TW Sneak Peek in the GitHub. And GitHub is here. It is a special one for the Word. And you can go in here. You'll need to go ahead and make an account. And then it'll see down here. If If you're unable to access the GitHub, please request permission at twalpha@theword.net. You'll need to make that request before you can get into making comments in the GitHub. Not everybody will be added to the GitHub simply because we don't want just random issues filed. We would like people to be precise in their testing and things like that, and in their debugging. But you are free to download the word sneak peek and give it a go. So in the GitHub, it also goes back through and talks about some of the things we've just talked about, the installation recommendations. Now, this needs a bit of update, but issues and bugs. Before submitting any issues, bugs, read the changelog thoroughly. That's what we're going through. And if you find issues, put them here, things like that. And follow this list. New feature requests, put them into the discussion list, and items like that. I'll have to go back and update this a little bit, but please take your time, and then issues are up in here, and you can do a new issue, and it goes through, and there's different things that people have reported or want changed. Discussions are like if you want new ideas or features. There's actually a lot going on in the sneak peek version. So that should get you up to speed on just a basic installation and getting going with sneak peek version. And the next part, we're going to come back and we're going to start going into some various items. So right now, so you can see here some of those same things we just talked about, new feature requests, etc. Next time we'll get into the help, and there's the changelog is specifically down here, and there's a lot in there. But please take your time and go through it. It'll take some time. You may not ever understand everything, or maybe you will. And even I forget some different parts at times. And then you'll get got up to speed on where things are at. Next time we'll try to get into this help and what were some of the things that have been added, and that'll be interesting. So take care and God bless.